Stop airing Trump's briefings. The media is allowing disinformation to appear as news. Translation, anything that they can't manipulate, they consider disinformation. They are mad because Trump is broadcasting those beer virus briefings every day himself. The White House YouTube channel is streaming that shit live. You don't need CNN or any of these other networks for anything. Now, they air it too because this is a funny position they're in. They have to air it because if they don't, everyone's going to be watching the other channels. But they have to give their commentary in real time. They can't just manipulate and deceptively edit this shit like they usually do. So around this time 4 years ago, the media world was abuzz over an analysis by MediaQuant, a company that tracks what is known as earned media coverage of political candidates. Earned media is free media. The firm computed that Orange Man earned a whopping $2 billion of coverage, dwarfing the value earned by all other candidates, Republican and Democrat, even as he had only purchased about $10 million of paid advertising. Because he manipulated you worthless idiots. He played you guys like the tools you are. Why would he have to pay for coverage when you guys suffer from Trump derangement syndrome and give him that coverage for fucking free? As the New York Lies reported at the time, the company's chief analytics officer, Paul Senatori, explained the MediaQuant model collects positive, neutral, and negative media mentions alike. Mr. Senatori said negative media mentions are given somewhat less weight. This wasn't the first analysis that found something was askew. In December of current year -5, CNN quoted the publisher of the Tyndall Report, which also tracks media coverage, saying Trump was by far the most newsworthy storyline of campaign current year -4, accounting alone for more than a quarter of all coverage on Nothing But Crap, CBS, and ABC's evening newscasts. And once again, whose fault is that? Did anyone force you guys to have Trump derangement syndrome and have Nothing But Orange Man Bad segment after Orange Man Bad segment? You could have covered somebody else. Instead of trying to take down Trump, you could have been trying to prop up his opponents. You could have done that, right? You played right into his hands like the useful idiots you are. Simply put, the media was complicit in Trump's rise. At least this guy has some self-awareness. Trump was macabre theater, a man self-immolating in real time. Actually, that's what you guys are. The mainstream media is self-immolating in real time, and it's fucking hilarious to watch. One who was destined to lose, but who could provide entertainment, content, and yes, profits while he lasted. Yep. Like I said, he played you guys like the useful idiots you are. The Hollywood Reporter in February of current year -4 quoted CBS's CEO as saying, "It may not be good for America, but it's damn good for CBS." Because as the reporter put it, he likes the ad money Trump and his competitors are bringing to the network. You guys did this to yourselves, man. If you weren't so fucking greedy, you could have not talked about him. I could do this with my channel too, you know. I could turn my channel into a drama channel. I could get a lot more fucking views if I did that. But it's temporary, just like with the media. They milked Trump, and I think they were legitimately dumb enough to believe he wasn't going to win. And they thought that he was just going to go away and they'd have all this free money. And then after he got elected, they pushed that Russian collusion lie. Now, if you want to talk about disinformation and fake news, let's talk about that, right? And they're paying for it. I fear that history is repeating itself. And here you are talking about Trump again and playing right into his hands. For over a month now, the White House has been holding its daily beer virus briefings, and most networks, cable news channels, and major news sites have been carrying all or parts of them live as millions of people trapped inside and anxious have tuned in. Who's actually tuned into these networks? I've just been watching. Dude, the White House YouTube channel streams these. You can watch this on YouTube uninterrupted. You don't need to go through these legacy media networks. They're done. They have no reason to exist anymore. And here's we get to the nice lies. The briefings are marked by Trump's own misinformation, deceptions, rage, blaming, and boasting. Translation, He can say what he wants uninterrupted, and then even when we try to trap him in the Q&A session, because he does still answer questions from the fake news media, that's still not enough because they can't deceptively edit and manipulate the footage. That's what they're complaining about. He takes no responsibility at all for his abysmal handling of the crisis. All evidence points to the otherwise. Yeah. While each day he seems to find another person to blame, like a child frantically flinging spaghetti to a wall or at a wall to see which one sticks. That sounds like you guys. Every day you're trying to find someone else to blame for your shit ratings. And the answer's never you, is it? He delivers disinformation flanked by scientists and officials whose presence only serves to convey credibility to propagandistic performances that have simply become a replacement for his political rallies. As if you fuckers don't do that. I've ranted about this how many times? That every fucking time the media covers something I actually have a lot of knowledge of, they have a so-called expert on and they're blatantly fucking lying. The reason the media is so mad is because this is their playbook. They get someone on who doesn't know shit, call them an expert, and hey, look, we're credible now. We have an expert, even though every fucking thing that so-called expert says is wrong. Nobody with knowledge of the topic being discussed is falling for it, but your average plebs who don't understand that topic may fall for that. Say, oh, this guy's an expert, so it must be true. Or, they're just mad that Trump's doing the same thing. We are in the middle of a pandemic, but we're also in the middle of a presidential campaign, and you idiots are giving him all the free advertisement he could want. And I shudder to think how much earned media the media is simply shoveling Trump's way by airing these briefings, which can last up to 2 hours a day. And what about these bitching articles? How much unearned media or earned media are you giving him, huh? Let me be clear. Under no circumstance should these briefings be carried live. Yeah. Under no circumstance should the president be able to talk to the people without the media as an intermediary. So they can manipulate the footage and they can spin what he said. No. You can't be trusted to hear what he's saying directly. Oh, no. It has to go through us first. This is totally not totalitarian at all. Doing so is a mistake bordering on journalistic malpractice. For what it's worth, I hope they do stop airing it, because then everyone will stop watching them and go directly to his YouTube channel. Everything a president does or says should be documented, but airing all of it unfiltered is lazy and irresponsible. Yeah, you don't want them pointing out your lies and fake news, don't you? Yeah. As the veteran anchor Ted Koppel told the New York Lies last month, training a camera on a live event and just letting it play out is technology, not journalism. Journalism requires editing. Editing and context. Now, context in this case means deceptive editing and manipulation, by the way. He continued, the question clearly is whether his status as president of the United States obliges us to broadcast his every briefing live. His answer was no. Hey, you don't have to show it if you don't want to. Go right the fuck ahead. Stop showing it. It's you guys that are going to lose viewers. Please. The sooner you fuckers go out of business, the better. We have trained the American television audience to understand that regular programs are only interrupted for live events when they are truly important. Things that viewers need to see now in real time. Well, what the fuck else do these 24-hour news sites have to do anyway? And this is your guys' fault. These briefings simply don't reach that threshold. In fact, some of what Trump has said has been dangerous, like when he pushed an unproven and potentially harmful drug as a treatment for the virus. And so far, everyone who's done it that wasn't a total idiot and drank fish tank cleaner has turned out okay. No amount of fact checkers balancing with the briefings of governors or even occasionally cutting away can justify carrying these briefings live. Yeah, fact checkers. The same networks that were pushing that Russian collusion lie are talking about fact checkers. Maybe they should hire some fact checkers. The scant amount of new information that these rallies produce could be edited into a short segment for a show. Do it then. The major headlines for these briefings are often Trump's clashes with reporters because he's doing more than I do. I wouldn't even talk to these fuckers. So the differences he has with scientists and the lies he tells is just like current year -4. It's all theater. Well, what about you guys spreading fake news? When are you going to talk about that? Donald Trump doesn't care about being caught in a lie. Donald Trump doesn't care about the truth. No, he knows he's telling the truth. It's you guys that can't handle the truth. Donald Trump is a bare-knuckled politician with imperial impulses, falsely claiming that when someone's president of the U.S., the authority is total. Yeah, they just took everything out of context there. This is why they don't want you watching those briefings, because when you hear something like this, it sounds bad, but then you watch it in context, it's like, oh, that's no big deal. They're encouraging protesters bristling about social distancing policies to liberate swing states and saying that Speaker Nancy Pelosi will be overthrown either inside or out. But that's true, though. The Democrats hate that bitch. Trump has completely politicized this pandemic, and the briefings have become a tool of that politicization. This is what's called projection, by the way. They're accusing him of doing what they're doing. The only reason Trump needs to do this is because you fuckers keep lying. If you would just report honestly, he wouldn't need to go directly to the people. Now, would he? He is standing on top of nearly 40,000 dead bodies and using the media to distract attention away from them and instead brag about what a great job he's done. Yeah, the same media that was fear-mongering of a minimum of 100,000 dead. If Trump limits it to just 40,000 dead, when the minimum predicted amount that the media was throwing out in their fear-mongering was 100,000, I consider that a fucking win. But again, they're going to manipulate it so it looks like Trump's doing something bad. Now, here's the dangerous thing. In current year -4, Trump stormed the castle by outwitting the media gatekeepers. He admitted that he views himself and the rest of the media as gatekeepers. They view themselves as gatekeepers. Well, you know what? Bitch, we're the gate crashers. We don't need gatekeepers. We're done with gatekeepers. The free market is going to decide who lives and who dies. Fuck gatekeepers. So exploiting their need for content and access, their intense hunger for ratings and clicks, their economic hardships and overconfidence. Sounds like an industry that deserves to die to me. Doesn't it sound that way to you? Why the fuck do we need these guys? We don't. They're in their death throes. They know that they're not needed. The only reason the dying legacy media is still holding on is because they twisted YouTube's arm into artificially propping them up. That's it. If it wasn't for that, they may all be broke by now. It's all happening again. The media has learned nothing. This article is proof that the media has learned nothing. The complete lack of self-awareness by the dipshit that wrote this article is insane. But that's fine by me. I'm just going to laugh as they get their asses handed to them again. They have 5 more years of Trump to look forward to. And I have 5 more years of laughing at TDS to look forward to. So it's going to be a good time. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.